thing. You see, when we talk about nice guys, most people immediately assume we're talking about good-hearted men, kind, caring, and respectful thing. And yes, that's a wonderful quality. Every woman values kindness. But the truth is, women don't lose respect for nice men. They lose respect for men who use niceness as a mask for fear, weakness, or validation-seeking thing. There's a big difference between being nice and being needy. When a man is genuinely kind, it comes from a place of inner security thing. But when his kindness is a strategy to get approval, love, or attention, it starts to feel manipulative thing. Women can sense that energy instantly. It's subconscious, emotional, and very real. A woman's attraction is deeply psychological thing. It's built on respect, polarity, and trust in your masculine presence. When a man doesn't lead his own emotions, when he doesn't set boundaries, when he allows disrespect or tolerates bad behavior just to keep peace, that's when she begins to lose emotional respect. Women are not drawn to dominance or arrogance. They're drawn to certainty. Certainty is when you know who you are. It's when your values are clear, when your time and energy have value, and when you're not afraid to say no. That's what builds emotional safety for a woman, because she feels, this man can lead himself, so I can trust his strength. Nice guys often fall into the trap of overgiving. They do everything right. They text first, They apologize for things they didn't do. They suppress their needs just to avoid conflict, And then they wonder why the same woman who once admired them starts pulling away. The answer is psychological. When you start giving from a place of fear, not abundance, your energy shifts. You stop being the man she looked up to and start becoming the man she has to take care of. Being nice does not automatically make a man strong. In fact, this is one of the biggest misunderstandings in modern relationships. The confusion between being kind and being weak. Many men grow up believing that the key to being loved or accepted by a woman is to always be agreeable, polite, and accommodating. They are taught to never argue, never challenge, never say no. On the surface, this seems noble, but deep down, it often comes from a place of fear. Fear of rejection, fear of disapproval, fear of losing love. True niceness, when rooted in confidence, is strength. But when niceness becomes a strategy for validation, it turns into weakness, and that is when women start to lose respect. Let's understand this from a psychological point of view. A man who is truly strong can be kind because his kindness isn't conditional. It's not something he uses to win affection. It's simply an expression of who he is. He knows his value, so he doesn't need anyone to confirm it. His kindness flows naturally from his emotional stability. But a man who acts nice only to please others is operating from insecurity. He doesn't express kindness. He performs it. And the subconscious message that sends to a woman is, I'm not enough unless you approve of me. Over time, she starts to feel that his niceness is not genuine, that it's a tool to keep her close rather than an authentic part of his character. Women, by nature, are emotionally intuitive. They can sense intention beyond words. They may appreciate attention at first, but they also test emotional strength without even realizing it. When a man constantly agrees, apologizes excessively, or avoids standing up for his truth, she doesn't feel emotionally safe. She feels like she's in charge of the emotional balance of the relationship. And that's not where attraction grows. In fact, that's when attraction starts to fade. Because respect, the foundation of feminine love, is built on strength, not submission. When niceness becomes weakness, it shows up in subtle ways. A man might suppress his opinions just to avoid conflict. He might tolerate disrespect just to keep peace. He might give more than he receives, believing that if he sacrifices enough, she'll finally see his worth. But all this does is communicate that he doesn't see his own worth. Women don't lose respect because a man is good. They lose respect when he lacks the courage to show his true self. A strong man's kindness feels different. It's not needy. It's calm, steady, and rooted in self-respect. He listens, but he doesn't lose his voice. He gives, but he knows his limits. He supports, but he doesn't overextend himself to earn love. This type of man radiates quiet power, the kind that makes a woman feel both secure and inspired. She knows his kindness isn't weakness. It's choice. It's the confidence of a man who can be firm without being cruel and gentle without being submissive. The real problem with nice guys is not that they are nice. It's that their niceness often comes from a hidden desire to control outcomes. They want to be loved so badly that they try to manage emotions through compliance. They think, if I'm nice enough, she won't leave. If I do everything right, she'll love me more. But relationships don't work that way. Love that is earned through fear of loss never feels safe. When a man operates from this space, he's no longer being authentic. He's playing a role. And that role always leads to disappointment. The shift begins when a man realizes that kindness and strength are not opposites. They're partners. A man can be deeply compassionate and still have boundaries. He can care for others while caring for himself. He can be emotionally available without being emotionally dependent. The key is understanding that true respect, both from a woman and from the world, comes when your niceness is anchored in confidence, not in fear. So, when you're being nice, ask yourself, am I doing this because it feels right to me? Or because I'm afraid of what might happen if I don't? If your niceness is motivated by anxiety, it's no longer kindness, it's self-betrayal. You're teaching people to value your comfort over your truth. And that's when they start to take your energy for granted. Strong niceness is different. It doesn't demand validation. It doesn't chase approval. It's grounded in self-awareness. It's the type of energy that says, I choose to be kind, but I won't tolerate disrespect. I will give, but not at the cost of my dignity. When a man embodies that energy, he automatically earns respect from women, from peers, from life itself. Women admire men who can hold emotional space, who can listen without losing themselves, who can comfort without collapsing, who can stay calm even when things get challenging. That calmness comes from inner security, and that's where true niceness becomes power. Because when you're strong enough to be kind without needing anything in return, you rise above insecurity. You become trustworthy. You become respected. In the end, the difference between a nice guy and a strong, nice man is simple. One is performing. The other is being. The performer fears losing love. The authentic man knows he is love. The performer pleases others. The authentic man honors truth. Women feel that difference in energy immediately. And the moment you shift from fear-driven niceness to strength-driven kindness, you stop being overlooked. You start being respected. That's the foundation of emotional attraction and the essence of real masculinity. Attraction is not built on similarity or comfort. It's built on polarity, the magnetic pull between masculine and feminine energy. When a woman feels that polarity, she feels drawn, inspired, and emotionally awakened. But when that polarity disappears, when the masculine energy softens too much into passivity or fear, her attraction begins to fade, no matter how kind or attentive the man may be. Many nice guys fail to understand this. They think being endlessly supportive, agreeable, and soft will make a woman love them more, but instead, it slowly dissolves the very spark that creates passion and respect. You see, in relationships, energy dynamics matter more than words. Masculine energy is about direction, purpose, and presence. It's not about domination or control. It's about leadership. the inner confidence that allows a man to hold space for a woman's emotions without losing his own grounding thing. Feminine energy, on the other hand, is about flow, emotion, and connection. It's intuitive, nurturing, and expressive thing. When these two energies interact naturally, the relationship feels balanced. The woman feels safe to be soft and open thing, and the man feels purposeful and respected thing. But when the man loses his polarity, when he suppresses his masculine edge to please or impress, the relationship slips into emotional imbalance thing. A woman doesn't lose respect for a man because he is kind. She loses respect when his kindness lacks structure thing. When she senses that he's too easily influenced, too afraid to lead, or too emotionally reactive thing, she starts to feel unsafe in the relationship. Not physically, but emotionally. Safety for a woman is not about comfort thing. It's about trust in a man's stability. Can he handle her emotions without collapsing? Can he make decisions with clarity thing? Can he stay calm when she's emotional? If he can, she feels secure and naturally drawn to him. If he can't thing, she starts to feel like she must take control, and that control destroys attraction. Many men confuse emotional connection with emotional dependency thing. They believe that sharing every feeling, seeking constant reassurance, and asking for approval will make them appear vulnerable and genuine thing. But what they don't realize is that masculine vulnerability is not about oversharing. It's about strength in openness thing. When a man owns his emotions without expecting someone else to fix them, he demonstrates power. When he uses vulnerability as a tool to gain sympathy thing, it turns into emotional weakness. Women are not repelled by vulnerability, they're repelled by instability. Polarity also depends on purpose thing. A man with direction in life radiates a natural masculine frequency. His energy says thing, I know where I'm going. That certainty draws women in because it represents security, focus, and leadership. On the other hand, thing, a man who makes a woman his entire purpose loses his edge. His life becomes orbiting around her emotions, her attention, her validation thing. And when that happens, she subconsciously feels that he's lost himself. Feminine energy wants to join a man on his mission, not become his mission thing. She wants to walk beside him, not lead him. Now, this doesn't mean a man must act dominant or distant thing. True masculine energy has nothing to do with control or superiority thing. It's quiet confidence, the type that allows a woman to fully relax into her feminine nature because she feels emotionally held thing. Think of it like a dance. The masculine leads not to control the partner, but to create harmony. When the lead is strong, the follow feels effortless thing. But if the lead hesitates, the dance falls apart. In relationships, the same truth applies. When a man's energy is uncertain thing, a woman steps in to lead emotionally, and that reverses polarity thing. This is why many women say they feel bored or disconnected in relationships with nice guys thing. It's not that they don't appreciate kindness. They just stop feeling that electric pull thing. The relationship becomes emotionally safe but passionless. She may care deeply, but she doesn't feel that fire thing. What she's really missing is polarity, the contrast between her emotional flow and his grounded presence. The moment that dynamic fades thing, she starts to see him as more of a friend than a partner. To restore polarity thing, a man must reclaim his masculine energy, not through aggression or control, but through alignment. It starts with purpose thing. Know who you are and what you stand for. Have boundaries. Speak your truth even when it risks disapproval. Lead with calmness, not fear thing. When a woman sees a man who stands firm in his integrity yet treats others with compassion, she feels both safe and excited thing. That's the energy of true masculinity, strength with warmth. It's also important to remember that polarity isn't static, it's dynamic thing. It can fade when a man stops growing, if he becomes complacent, loses ambition, or allows life to dull his passion, his energy weakens thing. Feminine energy is drawn to movement, to a man who evolves, who learns, who dreams thing. Purpose gives depth to attraction because it tells her that his world is bigger than her, and that makes her want to be a part of it. So, if you ever feel that a woman's respect or attraction is fading, don't try to win it back by doing more or pleasing harder thing. That only deepens the imbalance. Instead, step back into your center. Reconnect with your goals, your strength, your inner calm. Speak less thing. Move with intention and stop seeking reassurance. When you hold your ground with quiet confidence thing, she feels that shift and her respect returns naturally. Attraction isn't something you chase thing. It's something you create through energy alignment. When your masculine energy is balanced. When your kindness comes with strength thing. Your calmness with confidence. And your love with purpose. A woman can't help but feel drawn to you. She feels your direction, your depth thing, your present thing. That's the essence of polarity, the unspoken magnetism that turns respect into admiration and affection into deep emotional attraction thing. Boundaries are the invisible lines that define self-respect, and in relationships thing, they silently communicate a person's value more powerfully than words ever could. When a man lacks boundaries, he sends an unconscious message that his needs, emotions, and time are less important than others. Over time, this creates imbalance, and in romantic relationships it's one of the main reasons why women lose respect for nice guys. A woman doesn't lose respect because a man is gentle or kind She loses respect when he cannot protect his own dignity. Boundaries are what make kindness meaningful. Without them, niceness becomes a form of self-abandonment. Most nice guys believe that having boundaries makes them selfish or rude They think that saying no will make a woman angry or push her away. So they tolerate behavior that makes them uncomfortable They agree to things they don't want, and they sacrifice their time and peace just to avoid conflict. At first, the woman might even appreciate his effort, but gradually she starts to feel something is off She senses that his yes doesn't come from confidence. It comes from fear And the moment a man's energy shifts from authenticity to fear-based approval, the emotional polarity of the relationship begins to dissolve Psychologically, women are drawn to men who can protect their boundaries because it signals emotional strength and self-awareness A man who knows how to say no when necessary communicates that he values himself. This creates emotional safety because it tells her this man won't be easily manipulated. He won't lose himself in me. That stability allows her to relax into her feminine energy But when a man constantly compromises his boundaries, it forces her to take on the masculine role, to lead, to decide, to direct the relationship That reversal may keep the relationship functioning on the surface, but emotionally it kills attraction. Boundaries also serve as emotional filters They decide what kind of energy you allow into your life. Without them, a man becomes emotionally porous. He absorbs other people's moods opinions, and expectations. He begins to lose his identity because he's constantly trying to adapt to what others want him to be A woman can feel that. She might not consciously articulate it, but she feels that he's not grounded in who he is. And when a man isn't grounded she can't feel trust. Respect requires certainty, and certainty requires boundaries. The truth is, boundaries are not about control They're about clarity. They help you define where you end and another person begins. For example, if a woman is being disrespectful a man with boundaries